little Friday fun with spare change. We've got Hitha Prabhakar and Jared Guy Randolph with us. Happy Friday. You look very festive.
Friday.
I love it. Can I keep that necklace?
Yes.
That's good? Okay, great.
Absolutely.
First up, in San Francisco, a major debate is deep in the fryer. A restaurant called Bacon Bacon is being shut down by the health department. Why? Are you ready? Because neighbors were complaining that they could smell bacon grease blowing in the wind. Who complains about that? One of my producers says he would pay more to live with the smell of bacon. Would that bother you, Hitha?
No, it wouldn't bother me at all. And I have to tell you that there is an association called the National Pig Association.
Really?
In Scotland.
Are they pro-bacon or against bacon?
Very pro-bacon.
They could be against bacon if they're for pigs.
Well, because there was supposed to be a porkopolis this year in 2013 because of the drought that happened, right? So they were on this.
Is that like a Sharknado?
Exactly, a Sharknado, porkopolis.
Yeah.
Porknado.
Because there was a drought and there was I guess there was a herd.
Bad news for pigs.
Right, that's basically bad news for pigs. Anyway, so I feel like this is kind of their way of getting people to get on the bandwagon there.
What do you think?
You know, if I had 3 wishes in life
Yeah.
to be granted, it would be car and driver every day, a private jet, and bacon cooking at all times.
Yes.
There
I
you
love
go.
bacon. I say yes to bacon. We need more bacon in our lives. What's interesting about this, the gentleman was complaining about the smell. He actually won the case, one of the neighbors, but what they're doing is they're reopening the restaurant now, and they just have to
Thank
put in a new
goodness.
ventilation
I was
system.
just gonna say,
bacon won.
ventilation.
Bacon prevailed.
So bacon
Yeah, I know,
won.
right?
That's how it should be. If I smelled bacon all the time, I would just be hungry constantly.
Right.
That
And you
would
would
be
eat
the problem.
bacon.
I'd be walking around with the BLT in my hands at all
That and
times.
15
I'd
more
be
pounds on my
enormous.
body.
Yeah,
Exactly.
without question. That and the cronuts. All right. So if you're planning on knocking back a few cocktails this weekend, watch this. It is a new app called Drinking Mirror. It lets you see what you would look like in 10 years based on your drinking habits. So of course we had to try it out. Feast your eyes on this one. So here's what I would look like if I had 10 drinks a week for the next decade. I don't know. Still looks a little airbrushed.
You still look good.
Here's
you
Hitha.
kinda
I'm a
still
little
look good.
fatter and wrinklier, maybe just without Botox. So
Oh,
here's
yuck.
Hitha, if she keeps up her 10 drink a week habit. Don't forget about Jared. Here's your picture, 10 a week.
Ooh, frightening.
I don't know, it doesn't seem
great.
nearly bad enough to stop drinking. Jared, what do you think? I mean, does it bother you? I'm not sure.
I'm not going to have my cocktails this afternoon.
A week that much?
10 drinks is a lot to drink in a week. I don't even drink that much. I might have
Yeah.
a few drinks, kick back a couple drinks after work, but 10 in total, it's a lot.
10 in a week?
10 in a week is a lot.
I gotta say, according to the Intuit Consumer Index, people between the ages of 18 to 25 are spending about $44 a month on alcohol.
That's it?
Now, I spent more than that when I was that
Right.
age, and clearly
They don't
you
live
can
in
see
Manhattan if they're spending
Two drinks in
$44
Manhattan
a month.
costs $44.
Right.
Exactly.
we're talking around the United States, but
Yeah.
on average, that's how much people between.
So I
that
think
age
the
are
app is
spending.
not that convincing. I have to admit that my picture was already heavily airbrushed. I'm not sure if we should that one counts. I may have cheated there. All right, next one. You just can't make this stuff up. In an attempt to ban internet cafes because some are linked to illegal gambling, the state of Florida accidentally banned all computers and smartphones, all of them, for real. Evidently, the law was written to define a slot machine as, quote, any machine or device that can be used to play games of chance. That's pretty much everything. So now, of course, the state is being sued by an internet cafe. You think they're going to win?
What I wanted to tell you is that it was my grandmother who was 80 years old, and she is not wanting to get on text and internet, and therefore was on this committee to pass this law.
Really?
Yes, that's
So
exactly
she
what
was-
is happening
she was
there.
in charge of that. Wow.
I
like that.
can't beat that. If,
No.
if her grandmother says let's not text and be on computers, I say go for it. I think the internet is a horrible thing.
Really? So carrier pigeon, we just get that?
Carrier
Especially on
pigeon,
the
smoke
weekends.
signals.
There you go.
Exactly.
One of the
I would love to not be able to use my phone.
Yes.
Legally be required not to use that phone.
Love it. All right. Victoria's Secret models, they have all the answers. Didn't you know that already? Most recently, after a fundraiser in New York City, a Victoria's Secret model said that she wouldn't be caught dead on one of those Citibikes in New York, going on to say that cycling is best kept indoors in New York City and that someone is bound to get hurt with a mix of buses, taxis, and bike. Well, that's actually true. What is your take on this, Hitha? I think those things are deadly. I mean, you bike around New York City, you really take your life in your hands.
Not only are they deadly, but when you're on a city bike, you don't look cool. So just wear a helmet.
Really?
Just wear a helmet. You won't look cool anyway. Just wear a helmet.
I think that's one of the main things. They don't think they look cool. They think they're going to, skin their legs, hurt their face, something like that.
Yeah.
It's like a Mean Girls skit,
Yeah.
So you think you're really pretty.
You know what? The problem problem with them is that they've unleashed a lot of really bad bikers around New York City, because you don't have to own the bike, you just go up and get it and you get on board and go. So what I've noticed as I'm driving down the street is that the person in front of me is like wobbling crazily because they haven't ridden a bike in like 25 years and they decided that they couldn't find a taxi, so they might as well swipe their card or whatever. I'm showing that I haven't done it. And then go ahead and try and bike down the street, and it's just unleashed horrible bikers into the middle of the street, which is perhaps maybe not that safe.
You have to look at the Citibikes website. There's actually been 700,000 trips already since they launched Citibike, and there's only been 2 reported accidents. So at this point in time, it looks like we're still doing okay. I do Citibikes, but I take my helmet because, Hitha, you're right, you don't look cool. You don't look cool.
You
just be safe.
The government's reporting of accidents on its own.
You know what's not cool?
Bikers in New York are crazy.
Before we wrap up, our own Tom Sullivan has something to say about equality and Walmart.